Welcome to the Innovation World podcast. Innovation World is your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Launch Network. This is Carmine Danisco, your co-host for today's show of Innovation World, where we showcase some pretty cool inventions, do a lot of cool stuff around the globe now because of our other co-host, Miss Julie Shively. Julie, what's happening over there?
Hey, Carmine.
I'm scared to say, Julie, what's going on? Because you take up half the show telling me all the stuff you're doing.
I know that usually is a lot going on. And it's not that there's not a lot today going on. It's just only a couple things to talk about before we introduce our special guest today. One is I was hoping to have launched a couple days ago, but it's going to launch this afternoon, is the inventfuture.global summer challenges. And inventfuture.global is a partner of ours that brings together organizations like ours around the world. They're one of our key partners in the Global Innovation Field Trip. Jake Mendelson directs their program, who of course is one of our good friends and allies on the GIFT program. And they have a summer challenge. They've invited us to invite our students too. So I will be launching that later today. Folks can go out and look at the innovationworld.org site to find that and sign up. There's 3 different challenges kids or teams can be a part of. Teams of up to 3 or individual students can be a part of. And they're just really, really a good program and a good teaching opportunity or learning opportunity for students who want to get involved in inventing. So,
wow, that's awesome.
What else is going on in this world right now?
How's the pizza creation invention contest you're doing?
Well, as soon as you figure out what prizes you're going to award for that, I will be happy to make a pizza contest for you, Carmine.
I'm glad you thought of that. That would be so awesome.
Ooh, maybe people, one of my nieces who is training to be a chemical engineer, who may change to mechanical engineering, actually just got a job at a place she got an internship at Edge, which is, I don't know if you have Donato's out there. You might not have Donato's in Florida or in Connecticut. But it's the guy who created Donato's, the pizza place, actually created a lot of the machinery they use. And she actually is creating a pizza machine.
That's awesome. See
Not
that?
sure what part of the pizza application it will be for, whether it's a pepperoni thrower or sauce pourer or what, but she gets to do that. So,
wow, that's awesome.
Other than that, the only other thing I want to remind people is the Global Innovation Field Trip. Our next field trip is going to be July 9th and 10th. And we are still taking reservations is not the right word, sign-ups, I guess, for speakers. And a speaker would be a young innovator, whether they're a maker, an inventor, an innovator, somebody with just fabulous ideas. And we also host folks on there that help support young innovators, like programs out there like the invention conventions that our guest that we're talking to today was a part of. So we look forward to that. Go to innovationworld.org on our homepage and click on Global Innovation Field Trip to sign up.
Cool. Very cool.
So with that, I wanted to introduce today's guest to you. She was one of the competitors in the recent Ready, Set, Innovate competition that Innovation World held. She is Miss Tiffany Zezula, right?
Actually, Sophie.
It's Sophie.
Sophie, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Tiffany's name on my screen. Tiffany's the mom. If it wasn't for Tiffany, Sophie would not be here today, right? So today we have Sophie Zezula. She is from the great state of Connecticut. And I believe she was our 3rd place winner for her age group with the, I'm going to say it differently for you, the snow straw.
Yeah.
I love this product. It's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. It's really, really unique. So with that, Sophie, why don't you say hello to everybody and tell us more specifically where you're from, what grade you're in, and we'll get started.
Yeah, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sophie Zezula. I'm a 7th grader at Eastridge Middle School. and I am the inventor of the award-winning invention, the snow straw.
Very cool. Very cool.
So tell us, Sophie, all right, first of all, let me ask you this. Is this your first invention?
I did invent an invention in fourth grade, which was called memory charms. And I think I won one award for that in my school convention. And then in fifth grade, I invented the snow straw, which is what I'm talking about today. And then sixth grade, I invented an invention based off of the snow straw.
So back to your first invention, memory bracelet?
Memory charms.
Memory charms. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I have a very bad memory, so I forget a lot of things. So in fourth grade, I invented a charm bracelet that has a timer on it. So at the end of the day, the timer would go off, and the charms would be the things that I would need to remember. So it would be like a charm of a lunchbox, a water bottle. So when the timer would go off at the end of the day, I'd look down at my bracelet and I'd see the charms of the things I need to remember to take home.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I just write the stuff down and then I forget the note that I wrote down, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So that was fourth grade. And then fifth grade, you developed the snow straw, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so what inspired you to develop the snow straw?
Yeah, so me and my family were sitting in a restaurant and we were trying to start thinking about what I was going to do for the invention convention. And my family has always stressed eliminating the amount of pollution. So I was looking around in the restaurant and realizing how much plastic straws were being passed out to each person in the restaurant. And I thought about how much waste that was producing. So I decided that I wanted to make my invention a somehow more green and environmentally friendly alternative to a plastic straw.
Cool.
Okay. I imagine there's probably some challenges with that, or you found some challenges along the way. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you my model. So this is basically how I make the ice straw. It's a wine stopper with a plastic tube, a meat skewer, and a tin foil. And so what I do is I fill up this with water, and then I put my meat skewer through, and I use a tin foil to hold it in place. And I put this in the freezer, and the ice freezes around the meat skewer, so then when I pull it out, I can slide the straw off. But like you said, I did face a lot of problems while inventing this, and so I encountered the problem of trying to make, since a straw has a even hole going through, a lot of my products before this had the hole tilting to some sides, so you want to get like an even sip if you were sipping your drink. And there was many more problems, but I'm pretty proud of the end result of what I created.
Yeah, I imagine. So with the way you have the skewer in there, does it stay centered because of the foil around it? Is that what keeps it?
Yeah, so without the foil, it would be, if you can see, tilting and the hole wouldn't be in the middle. So since the foil is there, it secures the meat skewer in the middle so the water can freeze around it instead of tilting the hole.
So if you had a way, what would you do instead of the foil if you were actually manufacturing it?
There'd probably be a more secure thing that I would use instead of tinfoil, which is kind of flimsy. But I don't know what the exact thing would be.
Hey, Sophie, how long does the straw last?
Yeah, so since it is ice, it does melt after, you can't just leave it there forever, but it does melt probably after 2 to 3 minutes. So you do get it for a little while, but then it does melt away eventually.
Julie, you got to drink your drink pretty quickly.
Actually, I was going to ask her about this because I do drink very quickly. I mean, I started out with this glass of water when we started the call, and it's almost gone, and we've been on it 15 minutes. So for me, it would not be an issue, but I wonder if you've done any studies or taken any surveys or any observations on how long it takes people to drink a drink, because I know that some people kind of nurse their drinks and some people don't.
Yeah, so it does depend on what the temperature of your drink is. So here, I have one right now, but if you have a really, if you have a really hot drink, it's obviously gonna melt a lot faster. But if you have like an ice cool drink like you were holding, it's probably gonna stay a lot longer. But this is what one of them looks like. You can't really tell, but it has a hole going through, which is what you would sip out of.
Does it work?
Yeah, it does. I can get a glass of water.
No.
You need to have a glass of something colored to drink when you demo it, so you can see it going up the straw sometime.
Yeah.
So in your experience, when you have this in a glass of something cold, I mean, I don't know that I would use it for a hot liquid anyway. It seems like that's not the best idea
for hot liquids, but
everything I drink is cold. So I'm your best customer. But when I put this in there, does it melt quicker on the top, or does it melt quicker in the liquid?
Usually in the liquid, but it doesn't melt automatically once you put it in there. It does stay for a little while, but yeah, usually the bottom starts melting faster.
So it can become the next ice cube in my glass, and then I grab another snow straw and stick it in as that one melts off too much.
Yeah,
there you go.
Keeps my drink colder at the same time, because then it's whatever is left is just floating around there as ice.
Yeah.
Does it ever stick to your tongue?
Well, there has been. Well, you have to lick your lips before you sip out of it, or you can kind of get it stuck to your lips. Yeah.
Oh, so this is awesome. I tell you what, it's just such a cool idea, and it's like, do people say to you when you tell them about it, like, wow, that sounds so simple, right?
Yeah. It does sound very simple. It was a lot harder to make than a lot of people think. But yeah, it is pretty a simple invention.
Yeah, but as you said, the simplest inventions sometimes take a lot of iterations to make them functional, and that's the biggest thing about it is I'm sure everybody, or not everyone, a lot of people have ideas on how you can make it better or how you can change it or update it. Is there some of the iterations? Tell us a little bit about some failures when you were making it, did it just work perfectly the first time?
Well, no inventions really work perfectly the first time, so I had to do a lot of tries to make it my final product. But it's really still a prototype, and I still want to fix it up a little. But I am thinking about using different flavors instead of water, like lemonade or any like juice flavors, just to make it a little different if you want to use it during summer. But yeah, it's never really done. So
it's really interesting. I wonder if something like a lemonade or something that's fibrous would stay frozen longer, or if it would melt quicker. You'll have to do some studies on that. You'll have to do some try things out. Or is there anything you can mix with water that helps the ice remain ice longer that wouldn't taste terrible in a drink, or that's not bad for you?
When I went to nationals for the invention convention, to keep my straws frozen, I put them in a cooler with dry ice, and the dry ice made a layer around the straw that actually kept it a lot longer than the normal ones do, since it has that extra layer, and it is safe to drink. So I am thinking about using that extra layer, maybe a little more if I were to make them.
Seems like with the dry ice, it'd really stick to your lips.
Yeah, you might have to
well, don't they have those things at the mall where they make those frozen things that people eat now?
Yeah, they're like dragon breath thingies.
Yeah.
Those are made from dry ice too.
Yeah, that's cool. So people, I mean, it's kind of cool in a way because people now are seeing that, so they're not like scared of it that it's frozen or because people are seeing these frozen items. So utilizing a frozen straw that is going to be great for the ecosystem. I mean, it's kind of like a no-brainer, right, Julie?
Yeah, I think so. When I first watched your videos, Sophie, it seems like there's something, I can't quite connect it in my mind, but it seems like there's a even greater application for what you've found. I haven't figured out what that is yet, and I hope you do if you keep on this path, that there's something that it's just too good an idea for it to only be a straw. And I'm not trying to minimize your invention, because I think it's a fabulous invention, but there's got to be other things you can do with this idea too, of freezing stuff.
I did, this is a little big, but I did in 6th grade. This is, here, if I can back this up. This is my invention from 6th grade, and it's basically a snow straw machine that mass produces them instead of only making one. So this only shows 4, but if this were to really be a machine, it could show like as much as you want.
Julie, this is a house full of inventors.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God. She's actually got a straw making machine in front of us.
Yeah, so it would be used in restaurants or bars, which is where the machine would be. But usually if you were to make it at any parties or houses, you would have just multiple of these.
Wow. See, Julie, and Sophie, not that you would know this, but in a bar or something like that, I could see these straws being used in a specialty drink that gives the drink the flavor, right, Julie, or something like that?
Yeah. As it melted more, it became more of that flavor was infused into the drink. You could do that in sodas. You could do that. Well, actually, sodas may deteriorate it faster. You have to do some testing over the summer to see what products deteriorate the straw most quickly and which ones don't, because those that don't are the ones you'd probably advertise it most for. I'm thinking a soda would probably eat it up quicker, though, than a lemonade or a water. But that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking that bar application where it was like a novelty drink, or that, that drink that comes out that's got this fog coming off it. Yeah. And there's a ice straw. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Sophie, I don't know if you know, but isn't there a place called like Sugar or something like that that has all these frozen drinks that kids go to or young people go to? They have all these different sugar drinks like at Disney World and things like that. I could really see this application being used in many places. So I think that's why when I saw your video, I thought it was a great idea. I automatically, as Julie did, started thinking of so many applications, which I'm sure you hear from a lot of people once you show it to them.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Who else have you talked to this product about? Like, have you, or should I say, is this something that you want to take to market on your own, or maybe license it, or look for mass manufacturing? What do you think the next step is for this product?
Well, I do have a pending patent on my invention right now, so I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did talk to someone about that. I've also gone to a couple, some people I know that own restaurants, and I talked to them about if they could see the snow straw being something that they would serve with their drinks.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome. What do you think, Julie? Next big hit?
Yeah, it's hard not to help give new ideas, isn't it? When you hear this
I know.
I'm thinking, I can't get my mind out of the bar application. I don't go to a lot of bars, but I did once in my lifetime go to bars. But I'm thinking about, the different things that could be ground up and frozen with it that maybe could end up helping with retention. Like, people put limes in their drink, or, orange peel and orange and stuff. And I'm thinking, if you ground that stuff up and froze it with it, whether or not it would help insulate that ice some. There's just so many possibilities.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities and a lot of directions you could take it.
Do you think that you will need, if you try to mass produce it, or any kind of certifications or FDA approvals or anything like that? And because you're freezing liquid that have already been authorized through the FDA or whatever, you probably don't need really any kind of certifications.
I guess
probably if you add some of those things that I was talking about, you might have to.
Well, a lot of times, and Sophie, a lot of times if you utilize a product that's currently on the FDA's food contact list, you don't have to recertify it. If you create a new product or a new item that hasn't been tested or is not on the list, that's when you have to supply it for a certification. But you could also create vitamin C straws, different types of straws, and those aren't even covered by the FDA because they are a supplement. So there's a lot of ways, not that you're looking to get around certifications and different kind of approvals, but you really have an open, broad spectrum to be able to sell this product without really looking into governmental issues. So I think that's why the product appealed to me so quickly, because there's so many applications that you can move rapidly to market. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to think of selling it at retail stores or party stores, as places that would probably hold the ice straw in sell it the best.
So you would create the tooling or the mold it's maybe out of silicone or a different kind of material and sell it at the stores so that people can make their own straws?
No, they would actually be pre-made. So.
That's a great. Julie, this girl's got it down. That is an awesome idea.
Although,
oh no,
if you don't pre-make them and you're making the molds and selling those, then what they put in it is not your liability. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not an attorney.
No, that's okay.
But or you could do both. I mean, whatever's gonna work out best in the long run for sales. How would you well, I don't know.
No, it's awesome. I think that the market is very wide open. And a lot of times, Sophie, and take this with a grain of salt, is what we think people want usually changes over time, like with the iPhone or things like that. The iPhone was just made to be a phone, but now people live with it, or it's smartphones, So as your product creates a following, a mind of its own, you'll see a lot of different uses that we might not even think of here.
Yeah.
That's the kind of products that I like to see, is that they have that ability to expand beyond what we're thinking about. Yeah, obviously, selling it, making more money.
I'm waiting for a chocolate straw.
Yeah.
Oh, they have those, right, Sophie?
They do?
I think so, but I think my invention is more for the purpose of like helping the environment out instead of using plastic straws. So yeah, you can take a different flavor, use different flavors, but I think the main purpose is to replace plastic straws with a snow straw.
Yeah, and you can make money doing it too. There's nothing wrong with that. So
yes, of course.
I mean, being able to help the environment and make money, I mean, what's better than that?
Yeah.
You have to have seed money for your next, several inventions. So it's always good.
I could see the straw being used at a lot of pizza places. Because you know how the pizza's really hot when you get it. So when you burn your tongue, you could put the straw on your tongue real quick.
Yeah.
See? There you go. Application right there.
Always comes back to pizza, Carmine.
All right, very good. Well, this is awesome. It's like we said, it's just a great idea. We saw the video, Sophie did an awesome job, and it's so much fun that you are progressing through the process. How was it getting the patent? Was there a lot of paperwork involved?
I didn't do any of the paperwork. I think it was more of my parents, but I did have to go to a couple of you call meetings to get the patent pending going. But yeah, it wasn't too hard to do. But
that's even better. I mean, you didn't have to do the paperwork. I'm going to send you guys some stuff I need patented. That's awesome. No, it's so good. I mean, just and I know we talk about this, right, Julie, a lot. That Sophie, it's nice to have parents that are behind your ideas, right? I mean, it helps a lot.
Yeah, my parents are very supportive of anything I do, so they have been there a lot for me while I was making my invention. So
yeah, that's really important.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, right? So, so Julie, what other?
I wondered if Sophie was planning to sign up to be a part of the Global Innovation Field Trip on July 9th and 10th.
Oh
yeah, I'm planning on it, but yeah.
Have you signed up yet?
What? Oh no, I haven't yet.
Okay.
Julie,
well, you could go out. You could
put her on the spot on live.
I know,
video
right?
feed.
There you go. So, in the Global Innovation Field Trip, if you didn't catch any of the last one or didn't watch any of the videos, there's a whole bunch of videos on the Global Innovation Field Trip YouTube site. You can take a look at some of those. There's a lot of young inventors on there that talk about what they did too, but it's a really cool way to share with kids across the world. And you'd be perfect. I mean, it's such a unique idea. It's not, it's not that they're not all unique ideas, but this one is just really so unique, Sophie, though. It's a cool thing to share with people if you can.
Yeah. And it's needed too. I mean, as Sophie said, any way possible we could do away with as much plastic in the world. That's what's so really the topping on the idea is that it's a needed solution, not just an idea, not just an invention. It's actually needed in the world right now, which is really hit home when I was looking and watching and hearing about the product.
Yeah, I bought stainless steel straws for my grandson. And then they have like this foam tip on it so that you don't have stainless steel in your teeth. And they're okay, but they're big and they're stainless steel. And it's just not, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel the same. So I'm glad that we're not wasting a lot of plastic, but it's cool to have a new kind of alternative. And he would absolutely love this. So.
Yeah, the problem with usually stainless steel or metal straws is that they do alter the taste a lot of your drink, and a lot of restaurants and or wherever people are selling, they're very expensive too. So they are much better than plastic straws, but they are definitely not perfect either.
Yeah, they're not a good solution. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So if you had an opportunity to tell a young inventor wannabe who's just thinking about whether or not they want to learn how to invent and start this process, what would you have to tell them?
I would probably tell them that you do get frustrated while inventing your invention, and it is hard along the way, but just to keep at it, keep believing in yourself, and by the end, you're just going to be so proud of yourself, no matter where the invention takes you. So yeah, just keep going and don't give up.
Great words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your time with us today, Sophie, and I so much appreciate your participating in the Ready, Set, Innovate competition. It was great to see your invention, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. And one day I'll be walking through Bed Bath and Beyond and go, oh, I know that girl. I know that girl in that big cutout there holding her frozen straws.
Awesome. It is great.
Thank you guys so much for the support. It's been so fun talking to you guys. Thank you.
Well, we'll keep you in the loop of stuff we have going on, and you keep us in the loop of what's going on with you. I know you and Carmine are going to set up time to talk at some point too. Yeah. So to talk about next steps.
Yeah, correct.
We look very forward to that. So thanks so much. And thanks to both of your parents for supporting your efforts and to connecting you with us too. It's wonderful to have that kind of support behind you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sophie, is your mom still standing there?
She is. She can come over right now.
Bring her in. Yeah. That's so cool. Yay. Thank you so much, Mom, for the support.
Thank you guys so much. It's nice when kids are recognized for their inventions and the process that they go through. It makes it it feels good.
Quick question for you, and I know a lot of people, this is very interesting to them. I know you help with the patent side. Was it a long process? Was there a lot of paperwork? Was it fairly simple?
So part of her process, it did involve at some point an attorney who got involved who did it as a pro bono thing, awesome. Which is very nice of them, the firm. So I do know that there is an expense involved, obviously, in patents. Yes, I mean, you go in, you meet, you show them, she had this rough drawing of it, and then they go through the process of sketching it out more formally, and then how he was able to bring what, is very simple and into a description and a narrative. I mean, they do the whole thing for you. And then we're still waiting, right? Now it's like, I think the government told us in 2022 or something.
Wow, that's a long time.
But it's great. It's great that, and then she went through that experience as well of meeting with the attorney and seeing that process. But there is paperwork involved, and we were, again, fortunate enough to have a law firm who did that and supported her. But
awesome.
Yeah, if you do it on an individual basis, I know that, there's a lot involved.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I love letting somebody like yourselves explain the process, because people are scared. They're really worried that they hear the word patent and it also draws red flags. But, obviously there's a cost, but if you move forward with somebody who knows what they're doing, it can go smoothly. Yes, there's time involved, but once you get the paperwork in there, it's a big relief now that you can talk about it. You can show it to the world, right? So however long it takes, it's not that big a deal anymore because you can start telling people.
Correct. I mean, I think that she's been invited to other different situations of where inventors are coming together in big, at big coliseums and stuff. Not anymore, but there was that. And it was good, knowing she had that patent pending, that we were showcasing something that was protected.
Yeah. And it's nice because people know you're serious about your idea when you say it's patent pending.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big difference. But we'll definitely be talking. As I said, haven't been able to catch up with you guys, but we will definitely be talking. I love the idea, and I am excited to see how we can help and take this to that next step, because you guys have done so much work kind of making it easier for me, which is good, right, Julie? I mean, anytime people make it easier for me.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get back with you in what you think is a reasonable amount of time, let me know, or send a pizza to his office, like with a message on the pizza box.
We know how to get to him. We got it. We'll send some good New York pizza his way.
Oh, man. See, now you're talking the right direction there. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, it was so great for you guys to come on, giving up some time, talking with us. Great to hear the product. Congratulations so much, Sophie. Thank you, mom and parents. So good to hear parents helping out and showing kids that they could be and do anything they want. It's so much fun to see that. For myself, Carnisco, for Julie Shively, for Sophie, we thank you so much for being on today, and we will catch you next time on Innovation World. You all take care.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today for the Innovation World podcast on the Launch Network. Innovation World is your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.